Do we have a 30-year Eagle Rare dropping? Let's find out. What is going on, everybody? Nathan here with the Everyday Drinker, bringing us a brand new video. Today, we've got some fun information that has been dropped while I was on the road to Kentucky. We are currently in Louisville, Kentucky. We are going to be doing a couple of barrel picks while we are here for the next couple of days, but more on that later on in the week. Today, we are talking about the big breaking news. Yes, we've got some big news that has been dropped while I was on my 10-hour drive. But we had a couple of other news breaking worthy releases and information dropped within the past couple of days. So let's get on that. 1792 is dropping a 15-year age stated bourbon, and it's going to be completely different than anything else that they've ever dropped. They are dropping a 15-year age stated bourbon at 127 proof. Yes, it's not going to be foolproof. It's not going to be bottled in bond. It's not going to be the 98.6% single barrel that they typically drop. This is going to be a new offering, the XV. The 15-year. Yes, we are getting some really high-age 1792 Barton juice, which is actually very, very cool to see actually coming from 1792 rather than them sourcing a bunch of their older barrels to other NDPs and other distilleries and things along those lines that, Barton does a lot of old bourbon, but they don't really release it for themselves. Let's get into the second release we're talking about. Release number 2 that we are very excited about that, the past 2 years I have not gotten the bottle of, but I have my high hopes for this year, and I'm probably not going to get it again, and you're probably not going to get it either, and that's going to be the Penelope Light Whiskey. This year, we are hitting that double-decade age statement. We're getting 20-year-old Penelope Light Whiskey coming in at 140.8 proof. Let me say that again, 140.8 proof. That is hazmat. We are getting a hazmat light whiskey, American light whiskey from Penelope, and I cannot wait for that. That is absolutely bonkers to me. I think the last one was 138. The one previous was like 136, 137, and they've been all fantastic. I've had a couple of samples of each of them. But this 20-year, man, we're jumping up 3 years. We're jumping up a bunch of proof points. We're hitting that hazmat mark, and this thing is most likely, if not, going to be an absolute stellar release for 2025, and I'm super, super stoked for that. But let's get into the main event for today's video. And we're talking about not just one, but 2 Eagle Rare releases. The first of which is going to be one that maybe you can get your one that you can get your hands on, and that's going to be the Eagle Rare 12-year. So this is going to be an addition to the Eagle Rare lineup, right? It's going to most likely be somewhat obtainable at $50, which is going to be the MSRP. It's going to be 95 proof and have that age statement of 12 years. So I don't know what I don't know if I'm excited for it. I don't know if this is just going to be like one of those hype beast bottles or things along those lines. But this is a bottle that kind of intrigues me for 2 reasons, right? We're getting a little bit more of an age statement than the Eagle Rare 10, which is one of my absolute favorite releases from Buffalo Trace. But we're also getting 5 more proof points. We're going up from 90 to 95 proof. Now, I wish that we were going up to 101 proof, which is what the Eagle Rare 17 and 20 and 25 and all the other releases are. But nonetheless, I think that this is going to be a really good release. I think it's going to add a little bit more depth behind it. I think it's going to have a little bit more of more body, more complexity to it, whereas Eagle Rare 10-year, at that 90 proof, it's really, really good for what it is, but I think that extra 5 proof point, those extra 2 years, I think that's going to just jump it up just a smidge to where it might make it to where that $50 MSRP is worth it, but not what the secondary is going to be on this bottle. Now, we've got one more bottle to talk about, and that's going to be the Creme de la Creme, the highest age stated bottle of its kind to date. I don't know if Buffalo Trace has done a bottle this high in age yet until, it was released yesterday or the day before. And that is the Eagle Rare 30 year. That's right. Eagle Rare 30 year. We don't have much more information behind just that title itself. We know it's going to be 101 proof, which is what Eagle Rare 17, the 20 year, the 25 year were, but we're getting an extra 5 years on that Eagle Rare, and it's staying at 101 proof. I don't know. I have no idea what this thing is going to be like. Everybody says the 23-year Pappy is absolutely over oaked. Everybody says the 18-year Knob Creek, 18-year Elijah Craig is over oaked. What are we doing with another 12 years on top of those, going all the way up to 30 years for this age statement? I've got no idea. It's going to be an intriguing bottle for anybody to go out there and find, because we don't have numbers yet on what this thing's release numbers are going to be. I'm going to speculate that there's going to be less than 200 bottles. I don't think they're putting more than maybe 4 barrels in this batch. And for that to be the case, I think this bottle right here is going to be, one of those bottles that is going to be $1,000 per year bottle. And we're looking at a $30,000 bourbon. I don't know if we've ever had one at a retail MSRP price at release at $30,000. I could be wrong. I could be right. You let me know what your thoughts are on any of these high age stated bourbons are down in the comments below, because I'm excited for the 1792. I think that one might be somewhat obtainable for most of us. The Penelope American Light Whiskey, that one, it's sporadic with its releases, but it could be obtainable for you. The 12-year Eagle Rare is probably the one that's going to be the most obtainable, but because it's got the Buffalo Trace name, it's going to be marked up a significant amount. Most stores, I think, in my area in Jersey, mark up Eagle Rare to like $75 to $85, sometimes pushing like that $100 mark. This one's probably, depending on the store, maybe $120, $130. They think they got something special on their shelves when they really don't. But man, that Eagle Rare 30 year, I know I'm not going to get a bottle, and I'm going to just put my bottom dollar and say that you're not going to get a bottle of it. But you might see it in the store for a crazy price. And when you do, I want you to come back to this video and let me know what you saw that bottle for and what price it was. Now, we're in Louisville. I'm excited because we're doing a couple of barrel picks. We are most likely going to be having a couple of barrels or cases that, because I'm doing it with another group, that can be released for the Patreon. So if you want to get in on those, you got to get in on the Patreon and get your information about those right here, right now. So check that link out down below. But until next time, this has been Nathan with The Everyday Drinker. Cheers.